Have you ever wondered how fileless malware can sneak past your defenses without leaving a trace? It's a question that's been on the minds of cybersecurity experts and enthusiasts alike as we see a rise in this elusive form of cyber threat. Now, you might be asking, what exactly is fileless malware? Well, it's a type of malicious software that breaks the traditional mold of malware. Unlike its more conventional counterparts, fileless malware does not rely on files to infect a system. Instead, it resides in a computer's memory, or leverages legitimate system tools to carry out its malicious activities. It's like an invisible intruder, slipping past traditional security measures undetected, leaving no obvious footprints behind. The defining characteristic of fileless malware is its stealth. Think of it as a master of disguise, able to blend into the background and avoid detection. It can hide within legitimate processes, making it incredibly difficult to identify and remove. This subtlety is what makes fileless malware so attractive to cybercriminals, and such a headache for those tasked with securing our digital world. Over the past few years, fileless malware has surged in popularity among the darker corners of the internet. Its ability to bypass traditional security defenses has made it a favorite tool of cybercriminals. They're using it to launch attacks that are not only more difficult to detect, but also more challenging to remediate once discovered. And while the term fileless might suggest something less tangible or less dangerous, don't be fooled. This type of malware can be just as destructive, if not more so, than traditional file-based threats. It can steal sensitive data, manipulate system configurations, and even facilitate further attacks by other types of malware. So, fileless malware is complex and stealthy, but how does it actually work? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mechanics of fileless malware in our next segment. To understand the workings of fileless malware, we need to delve into the nitty-gritty of its operation. Fileless malware, as its name suggests, does not rely on any file in the traditional sense. It operates in the system's memory, also known as RAM, instead of being stored on the hard drive. This makes it incredibly tricky to detect, as it leaves no trace behind on the file system for traditional antivirus solutions to pick up on. Now, how does it carry out its malicious activities? Instead of using its own tools, fileless malware cleverly exploits legitimate system tools and programs. It's like a master of disguise, hiding in plain sight by blending in with the crowd. This way, it can execute harmful actions without raising any red flags. Let's take PowerShell, a legitimate scripting language and framework from Microsoft, as an example. Fileless malware often uses PowerShell to carry out its nefarious plans. It's a powerful tool that can manage and control the system, making it an attractive target for malware. By injecting malicious code into PowerShell, the malware can do virtually anything it wants, from stealing data to disrupting system operations. But here's the kicker. Fileless malware doesn't just disappear when you reboot your system. It has a sneaky way of persisting, even after a system restart. It does this by storing its code in the Windows registry, a database that stores low-level settings for the operating system and for applications that opt to use it. The malware's code is then executed when the system boots up, allowing it to continue its harmful activities. All in all, fileless malware is a formidable adversary. It operates stealthily, using legitimate tools as a cover, and it persists even after a system reboot. This makes it incredibly difficult to detect and remove. In the stealthy world of fileless malware, detection is the first step towards prevention. Now that we know how fileless malware operates, how do we detect and prevent it? Well, it's not as simple as traditional malware detection, but it's not impossible either. One of the most effective methods is behavioral analysis. This involves monitoring system behavior for abnormal activities. For instance, legitimate system tools like PowerShell are typically used in a routine manner. If these tools start behaving erratically or are used excessively, it may be a sign of fileless malware. Another detection method is memory scanning. Since fileless malware lives in a system's memory, scanning this area can help identify malicious activities. However, this method requires a delicate balance to avoid affecting system performance. Moving on to prevention, one of the most straightforward measures is to limit the use of system tools that fileless malware often exploits. Tools like PowerShell, WMI, and macros can be restricted or disabled entirely. However, these tools are also crucial for many legitimate tasks, so it's a matter of finding the right balance. In addition, keeping your software updated is paramount. Fileless malware often exploits vulnerabilities in outdated software. Regularly updating your software ensures that these vulnerabilities are patched, making it harder for fileless malware to infiltrate your systems. Lastly, but perhaps most importantly, is user education. Fileless malware often enters systems through phishing scams, where users are tricked into executing malicious scripts. By educating users about the dangers of phishing and how to identify suspicious emails, you can significantly reduce the risk of fileless malware infection. In summary, detection and prevention of fileless malware involve a combination of technical measures and user education. It requires ongoing vigilance, as the methods used by cybercriminals are continually evolving. But remember, every step you take towards understanding and mitigating these threats makes your systems that much safer. Fileless malware is a formidable adversary, but with the right knowledge and tools, you can protect your systems. So, we've taken a deep dive into the world of fileless malware. We've journeyed through the complex labyrinth that makes up this new-age cyber threat. We started by defining fileless malware, a type of malicious software that uses legitimate programs to infect a computer. It does not rely on files and leaves no traditional footprint, making it nearly invisible and very difficult to trace. Then, we explored the mechanics of fileless malware. We discussed how it exploits applications and resides in volatile memory to execute its nefarious tasks, all while remaining incredibly elusive. Finally, we delved into the detection and prevention of fileless malware. We stressed the importance of having updated security software, monitoring system behaviors, and practicing good cyber hygiene. Remember, in the battle against fileless malware, knowledge is your best weapon. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay safe.